What's up guys, Silver here with another Halo Master Chief Collection Achievement Guide. This time we are doing part 2 of our revised Halo CE lasso walkthrough. So start this up. This is the mission Halo, the second mission in Halo CE. We're going to spawn in this crashed dropship on the Halo ring itself. And as we walk out of this thing, there's going to be a bunch of grenades and ammo on the ground, so make sure you grab as much AR and Magnum ammo as you can, and all of those grenades. Lots of grenades and ammo.
Coming in too fast! Chief? Chief, can you hear me? At last! Are you alright? Can you move? The others. The impact. There's nothing we can do.
Ammo to go around, so you should have full health and grenades and ammo at this point. We're going to start walking in this direction. There's going to be a river over here, and you can see kind of a dark spot along this wall. We're just going to walk straight towards that for a little bit, and then once we round these trees, we'll be able to turn to the left, and there's a rock in the stream over here. So we're going to hop onto this rock and then hop onto a ledge on the right here. Go hop up here, and then up at the top of this ledge, you can see there's kind of a dark spot towards the top of it, right there where I'm zooming in on. And we're going to kind of stand on that spot and face the wall, and then you want to throw a grenade right in the corner of the wall.
Alert! Covenant dropship.
You're facing and the surface you're standing right here. Go hop up here, and then up at the top of this ledge, you can see there's kind of a dark spot towards the top of it, right there where I'm zooming in on. And we're going to kind of stand on that spot and face the wall, and then you want to throw a grenade right in the corner of the wall you're facing.
Chief? Chief, can you hear me? At last! Are you alright? Can you move? The others. The impact. There's nothing we can do. Warning. I've detected multiple Covenant dropships on approach. I recommend moving into those hills. If we're lucky, the Covenant will believe that everyone aboard this lifeboat died in a crash.
Eu não pulei na hora certa. Hoje não.
Chief? Chief, can you hear me? At last! Are you alright? Can you move? The others. The impact. There's nothing we can do. Warning. I've detected multiple Covenant dropships on approach. I recommend moving into those hills. If we're lucky, the Covenant will believe that everyone aboard this lifeboat died in a crash.
Plus. Meu time,
Chief?
tem a direção
Chief,
que tem
can
que
you hear
olhar.
me? At last! Are you alright? Can you move? The others. The impact. There's nothing we can do.
Danado. Nada é a melhor coisa pra mostrar.
Warning. I've detected multiple Covenant dropships on approach. I recommend moving into those hills. If we're lucky, the Covenant will believe that everyone aboard this lifeboat died in a crash.
Consegui.
And the surface you're standing on, and it will kind of get pinned in between the surface you're standing on and the wall and yourself, and it will kind of just stick to that one point, and it will go off. So you want to time it so you jump right before it goes off, so it propels your jump even higher than it would be normally. And I'll show it again real quick here. So once again, we're down on the rock here. We're going to jump onto the ledge, and we're going to find that darker area right at the top of the surface we're standing on. You can see it's right there where I'm zooming in. We're going to face the wall. We're going to throw the grenade in between the wall and the surface we're standing on. It kind of gets pinned there, and we jump right before the grenade goes off, so it increases our jump height, and then we could land on the top there. We also want to crouch when we're jumping because that pulls your feet up, and you could actually clear higher surfaces or get higher jumps by doing that. So now we're going to move along here. I sped this part up. By doing that jump, it actually despawns this first wave of enemies. Normally there's an elite here with 4 grunts, and 2 banshees are flying around the skies as well. So we just totally despawn those guys. If you take too much time to do that, it actually will still spawn them in. But if you're fast enough, it does despawn them, so it makes that first area very easy. And obviously, we're right in the beginning of the mission, so you could always restart the mission if you fail at the grenade jump and the enemies do spawn in. You could always try again. But if that trick is too tough, you could always just go across the bridge as usual and then use the 4 grunts to kill the elite, because obviously when you kill the grunts, they explode and will kill anything nearby, or severely injure them at least. So you could kind of kill the grunts when they're near that elite and blow up the elite by doing so. But anyway, we're moving on to this next section. You can see here I have decided to perch myself on this big rock, and we're going to use this as our little base for this whole section, this whole encounter. There's this dropship that drops off these enemies right when you get here, and then there's going to be 5 more after we kill these enemies. So we're going to just take our time. They're focused mainly on the Marines over there, on that structure.
Ele corre pra perto da gente, não. Cíclico.
Ahead of us here. So we're going to try to locate the grunts and headshot those guys when they're next to the elites. Like I mentioned earlier, when a grunt dies, he will explode and take out any enemies that are nearby. So we're going to use that to our advantage. When there's a grunt standing next to an elite, just kill him at that point, and then hopefully the elite will go up with them. So that's what we're doing here. You can see I damaged that elite with one of the explosions from the grunts and then finished them with a headshot. So feel free to do that if the grunts are not behaving, or cooperating rather. So we have 2 grunts left over and 1 elite, it looks like, and they are spread pretty far apart. So you could always just kind of lay into these guys with your magnum. Take your time. Up on this rock, you're pretty safe. They don't really come close to you. So you can kind of just take your time over here and just wait for them to stop moving. And then that way it's a lot easier to shoot them accurately and not waste so much ammo. But we've cleared out this first wave. We want to go down the rock nice and easily. We don't want to jump down because there is fall damage if you jump from too high of a height in this game. So make sure you're not injuring yourself. They're going to be shooting at you enough and damaging you, so we want to minimize the amount of...
We could use your help, sir.
It's a mess, sir. We're scattered all over this valley. We called for evac right until you showed up. I thought we were cooked.
Don't worry, Sergeant. We'll stay here until evac arrives.
Heads up! I got a Covenant dropship heading in!
damage we're taking unnecessarily. So go up to the top of the structure here. There's a bunch of AR, Magnum, frags, and health as well. So we're going to go back to our rock once we fill up on ammo and grenades and health and shield. And we're just going to perch ourselves up here again and wait for the enemies to kill our friends. You'll have Cortana say something like, "We couldn't save him." and you'll see that in the subtitles right here as well. We couldn't save them, and then she says some stuff, and the enemies will turn their attention to you. You can see they're coming around the structure here towards us now. But this rock is still a very safe place. They don't ever really charge your position here. They just kind of come up to a certain point but then stop and just kind of stare at you. They might take a couple shots at you here and there, but they basically just stand there and kind of walk back and forth and just kind of look at you. So you could easily take these enemies out when they stop moving for a few seconds with your pistol. But right now I'm just shooting my AR so I could kind of get the enemies to move and hopefully get the grunts to waddle on over to the elites so I could kill them and have them blow up the elites. So it looks like that's what's happening now. Usually they congregate over towards the left, but for some reason they're over on the right side this time. But that's okay. It doesn't really matter where they are. We're just trying to get them up.
We couldn't save them. I recommend that we stay near the beacon and wait for extraction.
O pai que foi traído pelo seu capitão, né? Vamos esperar, né?
Vai fazer a missão sozinho, né, safado?
Não, eu tava jogando 2. Simplesmente o melhor suco.
Quando acaba os grandes, mano. Acabou os grandes pra explodir os elites, você fica na mão, velho.
Ah, é mesmo, né? Aí você já tá fazendo.
Ah, eu achei que você tava fazendo, você não falou nada.
Não tava.
Acabei de começar aí, ó. Entrei no coisa, já coloca a playlist 2 aí.
Elite 2.
All gathered up, so their explosions from the grunts will take out the jackals and elites too. So we got a nice explosion there, which took out that one blue elite, and we have a jackal who has been injured, but he's not totally dead, so I'm going to try to focus on this guy while he has no shield. If you wait long enough, his shield will regenerate, so then you won't be able to get as easy of a shot on him anymore, so I'm just going to try to lay into him. But while you're doing this, keep in mind that you...
O 2 tá querendo fazer o quê? Aquele bagulho lá de zerar lendária?
É, tava jogando ano passado. Mas é um... Entrarão na minha casa e roubarão tudo, mano.
want to make sure that your ammo lasts. Unfortunately, I can't even see my ammo due to the malfunction skull. That's just the random element of my heads-up display that the game decided to take away from me due to the malfunction skull. But you want to kind of keep track and be aware of your ammo because there's no more ammo that you could go pick up, really. The ammo is actually on the other side of those enemies, so you're kind of stuck over here. But if you just take your shots nice and slowly, you'll be able to make it last, and we could easily get past these guys. So we had the first dropship of enemies that were here when we got here, and then there's 5 more. So we just got that one reinforcement dropship that dropped off those enemies. Now the second one we saw just came in, and then a third one will come in. And once we clear out those 3, we'll be able to actually not have to shoot and kill anybody anymore. We could if we want, but we could actually despawn the enemies from the 4th and 5th reinforcement dropship. So I'll show you how to do that in a little bit, but here come the second of 5 reinforcements. So we're just going to let them come over here, and then we'll shoot the grunts as they kind of are near the elites and jackals.
Pera aí.
Fudeu, mano.
You never see it coming. Um pouquinho aí. Ai, que frio. Puta que pariu.
Esquetos de zerar.
Like
Vai
we've been
matando os
doing,
caras em volta, ele
rinse and
tem que
repeat,
sair
and
correndo.
just, be conscious of
bagulho.
ammo like I mentioned. You can see I'm not really shooting that much at them. I'm just kind of waiting for the grunts to stay still for the most part before I feel like I have a decent shot on them at least. So we'll just keep doing what we've been doing here. I guess I could mention the Iron Skull real quick. That is the skull that makes it so if you're playing solo and you die, you actually get sent back to the beginning of the mission, which is not cool, but there's actually an easy way to bypass that. Whenever you die, you immediately want to hit pause and then go to save and quit, and then just hit resume when you get back in the lobby, and it will actually start you back at your last checkpoint. So it's a very useful way to get around that. Once the third dropship comes in, which is happening right now, we want to back up from our rock and kind of just go behind this tree over here. The reason we want to do that is because the dropship is very close to that rock that we were standing on, and we don't want to take any straight fire from the dropship itself. It has a big gun on the bottom of it. We want to avoid that, and also there's an elite that gets dropped off, and he likes to poke his head around the rock over there. You could see he was looking at us. So he will retreat and go back to where all those enemies normally stand, but initially he kind of hangs out on the corner of that rock, so we want to not be near him when that happens. So now that he's kind of moved back, we want to hop up here, and we can continue taking these guys out. And
Ah, mano, aqui é o Pombo Games, mano. Ah, eles ficam dizendo dos seus tiros, você não acerta nada. Ah, aqui é o Pombo Games, mano. Aqui eu tomei do Pombo Games, velho. Ah, aqui eu fiquei preso agora. Não dá pra mais sair daqui, mano. Acabou o tiro da Magnum. Por algum milagre de Deus, se um grande morrer aqui com essa R bosta, mano. Tomei do Pombo Game, viado. Puta merda, mano. Tem que resetar, mano. Tá com uma bomba ali. Quem que morreu? Tá, tem um elite. Acabou a granada, tomei 3 tiros. Ah, tomei do Pombo Games esse. Tem um. Não, não. Junta com eles lá, grande, junta. Sai daí, grande, tá sozinho aí, velho. Olha lá. Eu tentei. E pra que esse? Filho de uma puta. Se eu chegar melee naquele, mano, existe um modo, mano. Ah, chegou o tornado.
One thing I should mention is once the first reinforcement dropship comes in, he will drop off all his enemies, and once you kill all of them except for 2, once 2 or less are remaining, the second dropship will come in until 2 or less are remaining, and then the third dropship will come in until 2 or less are remaining, and then the fourth and fifth dropship actually come in at the same time. So the fourth one will come in and drop off enemies, and then the fifth one will come in and drop off enemies, regardless of how many enemies are still remaining from that fourth dropship. So once we're down to 2 here, which it looks like we're about at 2 right now, we got a grunt, 2 grunts it looks like, so that's why I was not bringing that fourth one in, because we got a jackal on the right too. So now we only have a jackal, so that is less than 2 or less. So we got the fourth dropship coming in right now, you can see, and then the fifth one will come in as well right after the fourth one, regardless of however many enemies are remaining. So we're actually not going to kill these guys. You could if you want. If you have enough ammo, that's great. I skipped ahead a little bit here. The fifth dropship has dropped off his enemies. You can see there's a bunch of enemies now clustered around here. Those are the fourth and fifth waves, the final waves in this section. So I'm just going to go back here and show you how you could despawn these guys. You could just go ahead and kill them if you have enough ammo, like I mentioned. But obviously, I want to show you the strat to despawn these guys in case you either A, are lazy and just don't want to do it, but more importantly, B, if you actually are out of ammo, you'll still be able to make it past these 2 waves of enemies because we're going to just despawn them. So we're going to jump up here. This is kind of a tricky jump. It's tough to see where you need to land because you're actually not on a visible platform or a visible surface when you're standing on it. But you just want to basically run and jump into this corner, and you want to crouch once you're jumping. So what I do is I basically run and jump into that corner, and I hold crouch until I kind of reach the height of my jump, and then I click crouch at that point, and then I kind of stand up and pop up onto the ledge there a little bit. But it takes a few tries. Sometimes I nail it on the first one. It took me a few tries there, though. Kind of tough to see where the ledge is because, as you could see when I was looking around, there's really no ledge I could visibly see. But we're just going to stand here on this rock and wait for Fohammer to come in. If you wait like 3 or 4 minutes, she'll just come in even though you're not clearing out any of the enemies. She's kind of on a timer. She'll just arrive. So I skipped ahead like 3-4 minutes there, and you can see the subtitles and hear a little bit in the background. It says, this is Pelican.
Tá vindo a porta. Preciso ver como é que ele pulou essa merda.
A tricky jump. It's tough to see where you need to land because you're actually not on a visible platform or a visible surface when you're standing on it.
Aqui direto. Deve. Consegui.
Where are you going? That lifeboat's beacon is our only chance of getting reunited with the rest of the crew. We have to stay with it.
Aqui agora.
On it, and then I kind of stand up and pop up onto the ledge there a little bit. But it takes a few tries. Sometimes I nail it on the first one. It took me a few tries there, though. Kind of tough to see where the ledge is because, as you could see when I was looking around, there's really no ledge I could visibly see. But we're just going to stand here on this rock and wait for Fohammer to come in. If you wait like 3 or 4 minutes, she'll just come in even though you're not clearing out any of the enemies. She's kind of on a timer. She'll just arrive. So I skipped ahead like 3-4 minutes there, and you can see the subtitles and hear a little bit in the background. It says, "This is Pelican Echo 419. She's coming to drop off that Warthog," but we still have the problem of the enemies in between us and the Warthog. So we're going to solve that by going back the way we came from the beginning of the level. And you don't actually need to go back here to get the enemies to despawn, but I think it makes them despawn a little faster, so we're just going to do that. So we're going to go back up the way we came, just kind of slide up here, jump and kind of slide and crouch up there, and then we'll keep going in this direction. And again, you don't need to go back here to despawn these guys. If you just wait where we were, they'll despawn eventually over time. But I think this makes it a little faster. I'm not sure if that's 100% accurate, though. So we're just going to go back here. Don't go too far. And you can see once the nav point pops up there, we're going to use that as our cue to go back towards that section where we just were. And you don't need to be exactly on that rock. You could see when I jumped up there initially and we got Pelican Echo 419 to come in, I was standing on that rock. You don't need to be standing on that rock for 419 to come in. Once those 4th and 5th dropships come down with the reinforcements, they will actually be on the timer at that point. So you could just stand anywhere on the map once the 4th and 5th wave comes in, and she will arrive. So we could kind of just stand on that rock we were using as a base, or you could stand behind that tree I was using for some cover at certain points, and you'll safely be able to just stand there and wait for her to come in and drop off that Warthog. Doing that tricky little jump onto that invisible ledge and then kind of going back just kind of sped things up, at least in my mind. I'm not even sure if it does speed things up, but I like to do it. But long story short, just kind of stand around on the side of the map once the final 2 waves of enemies come at you, and you will be able to get the Pelican to just come in after a certain period of time, and the enemies will despawn shortly thereafter. And then we will go up to the top of the structure and get health and ammo and grenades like we did.
Esperar mesmo.
This is Pelican Echo 419. Anybody reading me? Repeat. Any UNSC personnel respond.
Roger, Echo 419. This is Fire Team Charlie. We read you. Is that you, Fohammer?
Roger, Fire
Tá
Team
chovendo.
Charlie. Good to hear from you.
Fohammer, we need transportation to the command shuttle.
I'm on my way.
Look, more lifeboats. They're coming in fast. If those lifeboats make it down, the Covenant are going to be right on top of them.
Foehammer, we need you to disengage your Warthog. The Master Chief and I are going to see if we can save some soldiers.
Roger, Cortana. Okay, Charlie Team, Warthog deployed. Saddle up and give 'em hell.
Roger, Foehammer. Stand by to evac survivors and transport them to safety.
That's affirmative. Echo 419 staying on station. Foehammer out.
Vocês realmente fingiram de spawn. Doideira.
We need that Warthog if we want to get to the other lifeboats in time.
And behind that tree I was using for some, just kind of sped things up. And long story short, just kind of stand around on the side of the map once the final 2 waves of enemies come at you, and you will be able to get the Pelican to just come in after a certain period of time, and the enemies will despawn shortly thereafter. And then we will go up to the top of the structure and get health and ammo and grenades like we did just now, and we will kind of take the long way around the tunnel here. You can see I'm going.
This cave is not a natural formation.
São os roteiros.
Someone built it, so it must lead somewhere. I've hacked into the Covenant battle network. They're actually broadcasting tactical data on unencrypted channels. We should show them who they're dealing with. Master Chief, I'm going to use your suit's transcom system to monitor their chatter.
Nossa, é louco, laso no co-op é sacanagem.
Going around the long way. I did not take the little shortcut because that is a little more risky, slightly.
A ideia de fazer junto é a gente tá os dois na
And now
cava
we are
aqui e os
in
dois
the
tentando.
tunnel here where there's a bunch of enemies, and we will be going over here and kind of crashing into the wall over here. You want to make sure that you allow yourself some room on the left side so you could get out without falling off the cliff. And there's usually a jackal over here. Sometimes he's further away, sometimes he's closer. He's pretty close at this point, so I'm going to kind of wrap around behind him and just melee him with my assault rifle. It's easier to melee people with an assault rifle over a magnum, so I whipped that out just so I could smack that guy, get my full shield back and everything. Then we're going to hop onto the windshield of this thing, and we're going to go up the incline, and we want to kind of jump over the gap. We want to cut the corner to minimize the amount of time. We're over here, so you can see I just jumped over the gap there, activated this console, and then we're going to jump the gap again so we could trim down the amount of time we're up there, because there's 3 elites that start charging your position once you're up there. So just make sure you're making that jump so you kind of cut across the corner. Obviously, make sure that you're close enough where you could make the jump. You could jump over more of a gap on your way down, because obviously you're jumping from a high point to a low point rather than a low point to a high point. And you can see here I drove over to the entrance of this section. This is a route you would want to take if you are not great.
Os elites, ele percebe que você tá subindo aqui, ele já vem correndo que nem 2 insano.
Great at maneuvering the Warthog, but if you're good at it, and if you've played this mission a few times and you're comfortable with it, you could always take the hairpin turn to more quickly get onto the bridge. But that's just a safer route that I just took that I wanted to show in case you're not great with the Warthog. So I skipped ahead a little bit.
There's new traffic on the Covenant battle network. A lot more crew made it off the Autumn than I had predicted. The captain really gave them hell. If we can find Captain Keyes and the other survivors, we have a chance to coordinate an effective resistance.
Bit to the exit of that tunnel, and now we are out in the clean air of Halo again. So we're going to drive up, and we're going to take note of one of the lifeboats on the left side of the river up ahead here. And it's just coming into view now through the trees on the left. You can see across the river, up against the wall of the canyon. There it is. We'll cross the river. There's going to be some goodies there alongside it, like a sniper and a health pack and some other stuff. So I'm actually going to drive my Warthog driver, or gunner rather. I'm going to park him up over here. So just drive him over here, and we'll set him up so he can start doing some damage for us. Kind of angle him down, make sure the Warthog is kind of facing downward so he could actually get a shot on the enemies in that area. And then we're just going to walk over here. I'll speed this part up. But we're going to use an infinite ammo glitch to use with our sniper. So we need 3 weapons that we could pick up to use this glitch. So we're going to basically just go.
Ah, acho que eu tenho que fazer glitch.
Lifeboat detected. No sign of survivors.
This lifeboat is trashed. There are weapons and life, but
Maybe they took cover in that structure. Let's check it out. We should search the interior of those structures before we leave.
Go over here, and we're going to grab the sniper, and we're just going to juggle it over to where that warthog is that we just parked over there. So juggling is just basically picking up the weapons continuously. So grab the sniper, and then we will, grab the other weapons and keep picking them up and putting them down.
O arroz ali não tá sendo efetivo.
Aí voltei. E aí, conseguiu?
Não tava não. Sumiu, Luiz?
Alô?
Não adianta, vou arrumar um pote depois e... Bom, uma batatinha. Só um bacon. Sempre um bacon.
As you walk forward, so you kind of throw them in front of you as you walk.
Podia fazer uma noite das porções.
A brisa, bacon,
Alô?
salame, queijo. Tô ouvindo, velho.
Tudo
Batata,
bom?
mortadela. Ah, dependendo da mortadela com limão, fica gostosa. É que perto dessas coisas aí, né?
Limãozinho, gostoso.
Mortadela com limão, muito bom.
Eu fiz um salame com limão.
Salame é lógico, né? Molho também é.
Sim. Pra fechar desde a gente poder dentro do pacote de salgado.
Eu pensei já mesmo assim. Repetiu o que a gente comeu lá. Coisa aqui.
And switch them out. So you can see that's what we're doing here now with the Magnum and the assault rifle. And almost walked over the pistol there. There we go. Don't lose them. So we'll just kind of speed this part up now. I'm just juggling them. I have the sniper in my back pocket as my secondary weapon, and then these two weapons you see, the Magnum and the assault rifle, I'm just switching constantly as I'm throwing them in front of me. So we could get 3 weapons up here, and the infinite ammo glitch works. I'll explain in a second. Basically, we're just going to snipe all the enemies on the exterior of this section of the structure here. So take out these elites, the jackals, whatever is in this area. Basically, the infinite ammo glitch works as such. What you want to do is you want to be standing over a weapon you could pick up. So you can see I'm standing over the assault rifle right now. And what you want to do is when you hit reload, you want to immediately switch that weapon that you're reloading with the weapon that's on the ground. So what I will do is I'll shoot 2 sniper bullets, and then it will be out because of the recession skull. You can only shoot 2 per magazine. So I'm going to shoot 2 with my sniper and then immediately hit reload and switch to the assault rifle that's on the ground. And by doing that, you will actually still continue to hear the reload sound of the gun itself, of the sniper. And once that reload sound has completed, you could actually pick up the sniper. And unfortunately, you can't see it here because the malfunction skull is on. But if you're actually able to see your ammo count, you'll notice that it didn't go down and your weapon is now reloaded magically. So it's a way to have infinite ammo effectively. So it's very useful for situations like this where you could kind of hang back and just shoot at will without
Eles agora vão fazer o glitch da
real
munição
risk
infinita.
of any enemies coming at you. So
O quê? Um glitch da munição infinita?
É, pra sniper.
Não, tem isso, é. Isso é bom.
Vai trabalhar nos glitch aqui, né?
Tá, legal.
Mano, imagina o cara que fez isso aqui em 2001, tá ligado? Quando o jogo lançou. Não, esse cara, ele, sei lá, mano, se eu encontro ele, mano, eu dou um abraço, né? Eu peço pra eu dar um abraço, né? Posso dar um abraço pra você? Aí eu ia chegar aqui na cava e falar, mano, eu abracei o cara.
Brabo.
Eu sempre fico pensando nisso quando eu faço 100% no jogo. Tipo, imagina o cara que fez primeiro, mano. Mas aí quando você pega jogo antigo pra fazer 100% é mais insano ainda. O que você tá fazendo? Porra, eu vou muito longe.
Ela tem que explodir. Vamos ver o que esse cara fala. Ele fala pra dar, né?
Mano, o glitch não tá funcionando.
No
Pera aí,
20
eu
logo,
preciso...
20 logo, velho. 20 logo
Tá,
aí.
20
20
bala,
logo aí.
20 bala. Ah, vou tomar do
20
Pombo
logo.
Games, mano. Mano, eles devem ter tirado, Luiz.
O glitch?
Carregou.
Bota no Halo.
Peraí, deixa eu ouvir ele falando isso de novo.
Such. What you want to do is you want to be standing over a weapon you could pick up. So you can see I'm standing over the assault rifle right now. And what you want to do is when you hit reload, you want to immediately switch that weapon that you're reloading with the weapon that's on the ground. So what I will do is I'll shoot 2 sniper bullets, and then it will be out because of the recession skull. You can only shoot 2 per magazine. So I'm going to shoot 2 with my sniper and then immediately hit reload and switch to the assault rifle that's on the ground. And by doing that, you will actually still continue to hear the reload sound of the gun
Ah,
itself, of the
entendeu, velho. Entendeu? Eu tava fazendo errado. Pera. Tá longe, filho da puta.
Saliência.
Não, não tô conseguindo fazer esse feat, mano. Ai, deixa eu ver os comentários do post.
A fruta do Halo. Oba!
Minha arma parece ser alérgica a acertar os inimigos. Cara, essa parte da sniper eu só não entendo, eu só não consigo,
Sniper.
mano.
And once that reload sound has completed, you could actually pick up the sniper. And unfortunately, you can't see it here because the malfunction skull is on. But if you're actually able to see your ammo count, you'll notice that it didn't go down and your weapon is now reloaded magically. So it's a way to have infinite ammo effectively. So it's very useful for situations like this where you could kind of hang back and just shoot at will without real risk of any enemies coming at you. So that's what we're doing here, obviously.
Tem que ser insta. Ah, agora sim. Ah, eu ouvi o som que ele falou pra me ouvir.
Não, tô tranquilão, velho.
Peraí, deixa eu ver o que o cara falou aqui. E tá todo mundo falando que é nostalgia falsa o bagulho do mixtape.
Nostalgia falsa, tá falando? Eu acho que tem a ver com você ter nostalgia de algo que você não viveu.
Ah, mas como é que você fala? Ah, mixtape vai te dar uma nostalgia falsa, Luiz. Pra eu falar isso, eu tenho que saber o que você viveu, mano. Isso não existe, mano. Não é porque deu em mim que vai lá, não sei. Entendeu?
É porque é uma nostalgia dos anos 90, né? Mais ou menos assim. Né?
Aí, eu, velho.
Anos 90.
Então não é falso. Então não é pra todo mundo.
Tá, eu vi essa parte ontem. Ah, mano, o bicho spawnou aqui, velho.
Olha, tem gente falando que o bagulho.
O quê?
O cara tá falando que o bagulho da munição infinita não funciona.
Hum, vai ter que ser na raça, então.
Tem que ser
Ah,
rápido, eu acho. Tem que ser, tipo, muito rápido.
o que que tem que fazer? Cara,
Não foi, velho. Não vai, mano. Não tem chance de. Não vai, não. Os caras atualizou o bagulho na ar.
ah, bosta.
Put gun e outro fortemente.
Hum,
Uma.
cara,
Send over the weapon e over that you can fake so you can shows up in your HUD. Beleza, vamos ver. Double tap your reload button to weapon A. Then swap to weapon B. E você gritar de weapon
Beleza,
A.
o bagulho spawna mesmo.
Tá, talvez seja um pouco mais do que eu achei. Entendi. Entendi o glitch, consegui fazer.
Você entendeu o glitch, velho?
Entendi essa porra.
Olha só, se você tivesse desistido, velho, você nunca teria entendido. Mano, assim, meu botão de espaço, ele tá muito ofensivo, porque ele tá afundado, tá ligado?
Consegui fazer o glitch, velho. Caralho, que da hora.
Olha isso, eu nem tô encostando no espaço, cara, ele tá pulando, mano, por quê, velho? Ah, mano, caralho, como que ativo? Mano do céu, acho que deve ser, mano, coisa da minha... Peraí. Que raiva dessa barra do espaço, mano, na moral, mano. Vou catapultar ela pra fora, mano. Essa porra tá afundada, mano.
Ixi, agora descarregou por algum motivo. Isso é muito rápido, só você perde munição. Mano, como é que acerta esses caras? Não dá, o Pombo Game estava certinho, mano. Pombo Games estava certo pra caralho, mano. Desculpa, Pombo Games. Eu tenho que fazer um vídeo pedindo perdão pro Pombo Games. Puta puta, mano.
We should search the interior of those structures before we leave.
Porra! Que Elite morreu de quê, mano? Tanto de sangue, mano. Tudo meu isso aqui.
We are going to take out all of the enemies that we can before we have to kind of close in and take out the enemies from close up. And it looks like we've done all the damage we can from out here, so I'm going to have to close the gap and get personal with these guys, it looks like. There is an elite still alive over here, and I was hoping to take him out before he kind of retreated down into the structure, but he likes to go down into the structure when he's the last one left, I've noticed. Apparently I can't get onto this wall, which I was trying to do. I've done it hundreds of times, but it's not happening today. But we'll go down here, and you want to be cautious going in here because, again, the elite could be hiding around any corner. So I got nervous here, and I doubled back. I'm like, is he over here? No, he's not over here. So we'll go down again, and we will find...
Pula. Two grunts at least are always down here, but we can see the elite is down here as well. You can see him moving around down there. So I'm going to kill the grunts, and hopefully they will explode and kill the elite. We got both of them, and we can see the plasma rifle fell on the ground. So we are in luck. He has died, and there are going to be 5 Marines down here, which we're going to have to save. But you could actually just kill them. I'm going to throw 1 frag grenade and hopefully kill all 5. I only killed 4 there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm not going to kill this guy because I don't want to risk him turning against me or any of the other Marines. I'm just going to shoot my Magnum, and that will get the jackals on the other side of this room to actually take notice of us. And I'll just kind of hide while my Marine tries to...
The cavalry's arrived! Save yourself! Get out of here! I don't want the aliens to get me! You can't hide from me!
Defend him off himself, and he will get annihilated pretty quickly. Sometimes he likes to hide, sometimes it takes a little longer than others, but at that point, this time around, he was charging those jackals, and he did not last long. So now that they're all dead, the objective is completed, basically. You basically have to save them if they are there, but if they're all dead, you could just move on to the next one. So we kind of are manipulating the objectives a little bit here. So we're going to go up here and get in our Warthog.
Cidade que o cara tira o tiro de arma de plasma.
We can move on to the next section now. I'm going to leave the assault rifle behind, so I have a sniper and magnum at this point. And I also, I'm going to get this Marine out of my turret. So he died anyway, so we don't have to worry about it. But if he is still alive, you want to get him out of the turret and just drive away. Just leave him behind. Don't look back. If you look back, you're going to feel bad and you're going to go rescue him. You don't want that. Just leave him behind. And we're going to drive over here. You don't have to do this. I'm going to grab the health pack right here because I have full health, but half shield or something. So now I have full shield. So we're going to go over here, do a hairpin turn around that lifeboat, and we're going to go over here into this canyon now, and we're going to drive past all of the enemies, go through these little bendy areas. There's going to be 2 jackals on the left side, kind of next to the lifeboat there, and I like to always try to splatter that guy. Totally unnecessary. As a matter of fact, I don't recommend it, because as you can see, he decided to take offense and noob combo me there. So now I have no shield, so picking up that health pack was pointless. I accidentally ran over this guy, which ultimately it was good in this case. What you want to do is pick up 2 Marines. That's why we got the turret guy out, because we want to pick up 2 Marines from here, and then we want the 3rd Marine who's on foot here to be killed, basically. And we don't want to kill him because we don't want to risk the Marines turning against us, since we already killed like 4 of them. But fortunately, when we accidentally killed that guy, the Marines did not turn against us. So what you would want to do is you would want to just kind of hang out up there with the Warthog and wait for the enemies to come kill that last Marine that's on foot, and then you'd want to take these 2 Marines out of this area. And by doing that, the game interprets that whole area as being clear of all living Marines. So you took the 2...
We didn't rescue any of the Marines. 100% casualties. There are some Marines hiding in the hills above the structure.
Want some more?
Stop. We need to stay here with them.
Morri! Como que eu...
Morri.
Meu Deus do céu, mano, o carro tombou e eu morri, mano. Isso não existe, velho. Tá, espero que eu volte de onde eu tava, mano. Por favor, mano.
I'm on it.
We need to stay here with the Marines until the other two lifesavers.
Two living Marines out, and you let the other one die. So just kind of wait for a couple of elites to come up and pick off that that third Marine who is not. So what you would want to do is you would want to just kind of hang out up there with the Warthog and wait for the enemies to come kill that last Marine that's on foot, and then you'd want to take these two Marines out of this area. And by doing that, the game interprets that whole area as being clear of all living Marines. So you took the two living Marines out, and you let the other one die. So just kind of wait for a couple of elites to come up and pick off that that third Marine who is not lucky enough to be in the Warthog, and then you could leave the area. And you kind of want to park your Warthog behind a tree or something so you don't accidentally protect the Marine you want to actually die. So once he's dead and you've cleared that area of the two Marines, you actually want to get out and clear your Warthog of all passengers again like we did earlier with that one turret guy. You don't necessarily want the thing to flip over like it did because you might accidentally dead and you've cleared that area and you let the other one die. So just kind of wait for a couple of elites to come up and pick off that
Pile out! All right, the hunt is on, boys. Go, go, go!
Warning. I picked up reports that the Covenant has located and secured the Pillar of Autumn's crash site. The good news is the captain is still alive. The bad news is that the Covenant have captured the entire surviving command crew. Let's hurry and find the final lifeboat so we can link up with the rest of the survivors.
that third Marine who is not lucky enough to be in the Warthog, and then you could leave the area. And you kind of want to park your Warthog behind a tree or something so you don't accidentally protect the Marine you want to actually die. So once he's dead and you've cleared that area of the two Marines, you actually want to get out and clear your Warthog of all passengers again like we did earlier with that one turret guy. You don't necessarily want the thing to flip over like it did because you might accidentally splatter yourself or hurt yourself at least. So fortunately I didn't take any damage when I flipped out just then. You could just get out yourself and then nicely walk up to each of them and ask them to get out and then just drive away. And the reason we clear out our Warthog is because we want to actually pick up these guys. There's a guy with a sniper and we want to pick him up and put him in our passenger side. So drive up to him slowly. Try not to splatter these guys because again you don't want them to turn on you since we blew up a bunch of them with that one frag earlier. So we're going to drive up nice and gingerly to the sniper. Hopefully
Survivors detected. Marines are concealed in those rocks.
I got your back. Wake up, man.
you could get him in quickly, and then one of the two remaining Marines could hop into the turret. It doesn't matter which one of those two. The important thing is getting the sniper in the passenger seat so we could actually use that sniper, because he's actually pretty effective with it. Because to finish this mission, you actually have to clear out one of these sections. So we chose this section to be the last one because it's the easiest one to clear all the enemies out of. Because with this souped-up Warthog, we're going to make quick and easy work out of all these waves of enemies that are dropped off in this section. So basically, we're going to just kind of keep our distance when we can, and the sniper has pretty good range because it is a sniper. And then obviously the turret on the back is chipping in where he can. And one thing to note about the turret is it could shoot in all directions. So even when you're not facing an enemy, your turret guy could actually lay some fire down on those enemies. And the sniper on the opposite side of the spectrum could only shoot in front of the Warthog, basically, or to the side. So he's only got a 180-degree field of view. So that's something to take note of and just be conscious of. If you want the sniper to lay into anybody, you got to be actually facing them, or at least have them on your side a little.
Where? What's wrong with you?
E o cara, mano. Odeio ficar resetando. Dá um medo. Sempre que você vai resetar, dá um medo de começar tudo de novo.
Nice shot. Floor it.
Que pariu, velho.
Everybody out. Let's roll. Wake up, mate. Come on, wake up.
Contact! Covenant dropship down there!
Over here. Yeah, let's do it. Keep it up. Whoa. What the?
Fall back! Everyone, fall back!
Nailed him. Nice one. Covenant bastards. I had that one. Eat it. Yeah, mate, way to go. Covering fire. Take that. Firing. Here comes more. Roger that. One alien down. Oh yeah. Who's your dad? Hey mate, that was mine. You stole my kill.
Another dropship!
Lots of them over here. What the? More over here. I see him. Didn't even see. Aren't so tough now, you damn monster. Come on, keep it up. What was that? Covering fire! There's another one!
Look out! We're coming in incoming!
What's going on? More of them! Let's do it! Hey, nice and smooth now! Try that on! Here we go! Oh yeah! Oh yeah!
What are you doing? We have to stay with the Marines.
Firing! Come get some! Nice one! Covering fire! Come on! Nice shot. Keep it up! That one's free. Keep it up! Firing! Stay on target. Never learn. Make them count! Keep it up! Get your own! I saw him first! Covering fire! Come on! Nice shot! Target down!
Nossa!
Keep it up! Keep it up! Next. Waste it! Hey, that was mine! Leave some for me! Whoa! That's what I'm talking about.
That's the last of them. Roger that.
Caralho.
New traffic on the Covenant battlefield. I found Captain Keyes. He's being held on a Covenant cruiser, the Truth and Reconciliation, a ship I disabled before we abandoned the Autumn. The Truth and Reconciliation touched down on a desert plateau.
But so we have splatter 'em, and you just these multi kills from all the explosions and chain reactions. So that is nice. But we are approaching the last dropship here, which is parking in the distance over there. And I know this is the last one. It drops off a bunch of jackals. The most amount of jackals that are dropped off in a dropship, perhaps in this game. There's like 6 that are dropped off over there. Definitely in this mission. We got a couple elites, and I think there's 6 jackals over there, which is a pretty good amount of jackals. So you can see here, I know it's the last dropship, so I'm not worried about anybody flanking me or anything. So I'm just going to hop out. You don't need to hop out, but I'm just kind of hopping out to speed it up a little bit. This is something you might not want to do if you're being super conservative, because maybe you forgot an elite on the left side of you, or a jackal or something, or maybe he went and hid in the rocks from an earlier wave, so he's coming to flank you right now. Warthog flipping over or something. Next up is Truth and Reconciliation, arguably the most challenging CE lasso mission, so I will see you guys for that one. Thanks for watching, guys. If you found that video helpful, be sure to click on the scorpion icon to subscribe and hit that bell for notifications. You can also check out some related guides by clicking on the videos on screen, and you can find...
We should move out, Lieutenant, and then we need your help on a rescue mission.
Nossa, mãe do céu. Cadê a conquista focando? Aí, ó. Ó, ganhei, concluiu todos os níveis da dificuldade lendária. Mas e aí? Acho que do laso eu só vou ganhar agora no final.
Caralho, viado, na moral.
Como é que tá aí?
Complicado, velho. Ah, ba. Hum. Olha que porra, velho. Nossa senhora, velho.
Live eles.
The enemy has captured
Oi?
Captain
Ah, não,
Keyes
não, tô
and
de
are
boa,
holding
velho.
him aboard one of their
Por quê?
cruisers, the Truth and Reconciliation. The ship is currently holding position
Tentando
approximately
passar um
300
negócio aqui,
meters
tá
above the
difícil,
other
né?
end of this
Calma.
plateau.
So how do we get inside
Eu tô
the
fazendo o
ship
meu
when it's
aqui,
in the
cara.
air?
Só quero dar uma
Of course,
olhadinha de
it'd be a
vez em quando.
rifle, not wings.
There's a gravity lift that ferries troops and supplies between the ship and the surface. That's our ticket in.
Once we get inside the ship, a should be able to lock on to the tracking signal from Captain Key's neural implants.
Ai, ai, será que essa Touching Conciliation é mais fácil ou mais difícil? O Sebo, o Sebo tá vendendo micro carrinho de supermercado, eles compram lá, R$ 15.
Caralho.
Já, Lord.
Ai, meu Deus.
E será que eu consigo fazer a Routine Conciliation, mano? Deixa eu ver quanto tempo ela é. Nossa, a Routine Conciliation é 40 minutos. Ele falou que é uma das mais difíceis mesmo.
O quê?
A missão de salvar o Capitão Keys.
What's
lá
up,
que
guys?
mexe
Silver here with
as-
another Halo Master Chief Collection Achievement Guide. This time we are doing part 3 of our Halo CE lasso run through.
Hardware.
So start this up. This is Truth and Reconciliation, the toughest mission probably on CE lasso. So get ready for some pain here. We're going to get dropped off by the Pelican. We have a sniper to start out with a bunch of ammo. So we want to conserve as much of that ammo as possible. Even though we have a bunch, don't feel like you could waste a bunch of ammo. We want to conserve as much as possible. So go up behind this rock. Make sure you activate.
Deus, blá, 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 blá.
Essa é a biblioteca, né? Essa é pior.
The Library. Mano, por que não tá mais.
Hit 'em, Marines! Go, go, go! The Corps ain't paying us by the hour!
Stick to the higher ground to the right. We should be able to recon the Covenant position without being spotted. I've detected Covenant stationary guns near the next pass. I recommend using your sniper rifle to take out the gunners while I call for Marine support.
Get ready to move in to support us, Sergeant. The Master Chief is going to hurriedly take out as many of the Covenant as he can. Don't open fire until you hear the enemy return fire on us. That should let us keep the element of surprise.
Activate your night vision when you switch to your sniper. When you're scoped in, it actually turns to that nice light green and it's easier to see the enemies. So to do that, you want to hit the flashlight button once you are zoomed in with that sniper. So we're going to take these guys out slowly and surely. You don't have to do anything drastic here. Just kind of wait for the enemies to present themselves to you and just kind of wait for a good shot. If you're not great at shooting, just wait until they're kind of standing still. Kind of know your limits there so you don't, hit shots you normally can't hit.
Blah, blah.
Conseguiu fazer uma missão, velho?
Não. Ainda não.
Hit. It could get frustrating because they like to move around a lot sometimes, but just wait for them to stand still and then take a shot then. But in this first section, there are going to be a bunch of grunts along with 2 jackals and 2 elites. So like we've been doing in previous levels, we want to try to kill the grunts when they're next to any of the other enemies. So those grunts, when they blow up, they actually take out some of the enemies, or at least damage them, so it makes them easier to deal with. So point and good. And all these initially are all the enemies first, and you'll know when all the enemies are dead from the first section because the music will kick in. So that's kind of your cue to kind of look at that bend so you can kind of take out those enemies as they come around the corner, hopefully. So once we take this guy out, I don't think I missed a shot until this last grunt. He's making me waste more ammo than I would like to. But I guess we could afford it because we were pretty good there for the initial part of that mission. So now that he's the last enemy to go down, you can see there's an elite that's going to round the bend, and hopefully you can take him out really quickly like that. And there's 2 grunts that are going to follow him. So if the elite does not go down that quickly, look at that shade turret, my god. Hopefully that
Let him have it!
Let's see, woman. No.
That burns!
Que pariu, velho.
Captain Keyes and are holding him aboard one of their cruisers, the Truth and Reconciliation. The ship is currently holding position approximately 300 meters above the other end of this plateau.
So how do we get inside the ship if it's in the air? The Corps issued me a rifle, not wings.
There's a gravity lift that ferries troops and supplies between the ship and the surface. That's our ticket in.
Once we get inside the ship, we should be able to lock on to the tracking signal from Captain Keyes' neural implants.
Hit up the range. Go, go, go! The Corps ain't paying us by the hour.
Stick to the higher ground to the right. We should be able to recon the Covenant position without being spotted. I've detected Covenant stationary guns near the next pass. I recommend using your sniper rifle to take out the gunners while I call for Marine support.
Get ready to move in to support us, Sergeant. The Master Chief is going to covertly take out as many of the Covenant as he can. Don't open fire until you hear the enemy return fire on us. That should let us keep the element of surprise.
Let's do it! Oh! We need to stick together!
The enemy has
Tá,
captured Captain
puta, tá
Keyes
com a
and are
bomba no
holding him
bagulho.
aboard one of their cruisers, the Truth and Reconciliation. The ship is currently holding position approximately 300 meters above the other end of this plateau.
So how do we get inside the ship if it's in the air? The Corps issued me a rifle, not wings.
There's a gravity lift that ferries troops and supplies between the ship and the surface. That's our ticket in.
Once we get inside the ship, I should be able to lock on to the tracking signal from Captain Keyes' neural implants.
Hit up the range. Go, go, go! The Corps ain't paying us by the hour.
Stick to the higher ground to the right. We should be able to recon the Covenant position without being spotted. I've detected Covenant stationary guns near the next pass. I recommend using your sniper rifle to take out the gunners while I call for Marine support.
Get ready to move in to support us, Sergeant. The Master Chief is going to covertly take out as many of the Covenant as he can. Don't open fire until you hear the enemy return fire on us. That should let us keep the element of surprise.
Eu vou ir me deitar, mano.
Dormir?
Hã?
Dormir?
Não, só vou ficar deitado só.
Conseguiu fazer a missão?
Não. Depois eu tento de novo. Vai tudo.
Going in. I got your back, buddy. Whoa. Right on. Get on it. Does anyone see him? Run! Ha-ha! There's no stopping me! Nice shot! Hit it! Right behind you, Chief!
That does not splatter you. It probably won't even get sent up that high. That was kind of unusual. But I killed the 2 grunts right after that elite, and once that happens, you kind of want to be close to the bend here so you could wrap around it and throw a frag grenade. There's going to be 4 grunts coming down the pass there, so you want to throw a frag grenade and hopefully take them all out. Hopefully a chain reaction will occur where they kind of blow up and then continue to blow up the grunts behind them and everything. And then you want to immediately go around the bend yourself, and there's going to be 2 jackals coming down, but we want to kind of ignore them if we can and just go to the left of this rock and start shooting at the enemies beyond them. You only want to do this if there's still Marines on your side that are alive, because what's going to happen is the Marines are going to fight these jackals, and basically I'm going to
Think they all ran away? I found him! Sorry.
allow the jackals to kill these Marines. I don't want the Marines to make it any further than this point, and there's a variety of different reasons for that, so we'll talk about that later. But basically just kind of snipe on the left side of this rock all the enemies up there so you could kind of be doing something while you're waiting for the jackals to kill the Marines here. So we're going to take these guys out.
Just too many of them. You got me? I got your back.
There's going to be one blue elite. I just took him out right there. There's going to be a bunch of grunts. There's going to be a jackal, and it looks like all these Marines are dead. So at that point, you kind of want to have your ear out for the battle happening behind you, because once the Marines all die, obviously the jackals will turn their attention to you, so you want to be ready for them. And they're actually pretty easy to take out. You can see I just meleeed that one to death pretty easily. I don't know where the second one went. I thought he died because he usually doesn't run away. He usually engages you, but he actually did run away this time, so we are going to kill him. Here he is. We'll just melee him. When you're close into these jackals, it's easy to take them out because you can just smack them and it kind of stuns them, and you get your shield back because of the black eye skull instantly, so very nice. Once you kill all the enemies that you can see, you don't want to move up beyond this point, really. You want to just kind of stand here and take out all the enemies you can. Once you can't see any more enemies, you can see I'm going to shoot my assault rifle a little bit to get their attention, because some enemies may be hiding, and that will draw them.
The enemy has captured.
Só vou- Mano, eu vou fazer outro time reconciliation depois, mano. Depois eu faço, velho.